right, 5 biggest games on the schedule that are not Ravens games. Let's go over the 5 biggest games last week as well. One of the best rivalries of the NFL history, the Cowboys and the Commanders. Cowboys didn't take any prisoners in this game, 44-12. Concerned about Jaden Daniels if you're Washington. Hurt again, going to be out. Mariota as well. They did have that good win over the Chargers, but that's really all they've done good the last few weeks. So, bit of a concern for them. Colts and the Chargers. I would say after this week, if I'm going to buy the Colts, I'm a buyer. Colts look good. That game was not competitive against the Chargers had it not been for Justin Herbert being there. That would have been worse than what it looked. And the score, I don't think, was even reflective of what actually happened. So good stuff from the Colts. Really impressed. Their offense looks good. Regardless, Tyler Warren really looks like a player. There's no question about it. As well, somebody else looks like a player is Sam Darnold. I think like this was one of the biggest mistakes like we've seen them letting him go. I mean, they really should have considered franchising him, keeping him as well, because the Seahawks look really good with Darnold under center. Darnold, I don't think it's crazy to have him dark horse, the man that sees ghosts at one point in his career is a dark horse MVP. He's got 12 touchdowns with 4 interceptions. He's been really good. Jags, just not consistent enough. Just not consistent enough. You got to be. Lawrence is just. This is kind of what we're saying. Like every week, it's week to week is different. That mistake was left in the Vikings. Vikings, they just don't have a quarterback. They have good stuff there, but they just don't have a quarterback. Hurts, I thought, looked as good as I've ever seen him last week in that game. I think Hurts, is never going to get credit because it just doesn't look like Joe Montana. It just I'm talking about just the eyeball. Like it just doesn't look like it. But he was sensational in this game. He was the reason they won over Minnesota. That was the biggest difference. They had a quarterback, an elite quarterback, a solid quarterback, and they didn't as well. And the Lions and the Bucks. Lions back on track. I thought in this game. The line, I didn't really think too much of either way. When the Lions get their formula going, they get the run game going. They're really able to push you around. They were able to get going as well. I think they're probably. I mean, even the Bucks in a loss, maybe the best team in the NFC. The 2 best teams in the NFC. All right, that was last week. This is this week. We got the Cowboys going into Denver against against the Denver Broncos. One of my favorite stadiums in the NFL is Mile High as well. I can say this. It's interesting. The Cowboys have a lot of offense. They're going to score points, especially now it's CeeDee Lamb and all that, Prescott. And so they have offense to get the job done whenever they want to do that. So they're extremely impressive as far as scoring points. Late game, by the way, on Sunday, I think is 4:00 game. So they're very impressive as far as what they can do on offense. Denver, I think, is really going on defense. I think it was a little bit of a slow start for them, but I thought it was interesting how they've actually come back around now. It looks like they're getting back to what we saw last year as well. Cowboys, I think, can only win when they score a lot of points, though, as well. Bo Nix, I will say this. Bo Nix, I think, is not good for 4 quarters, but he's good in the 4th quarter, right? You look at his stats late in games, and he's exactly what you need. So I think that's the thing. Again, talked about these second-year quarterbacks. Caleb Williams, Jane Daniels, Drake May, Bo Nix, Penix. We're getting good news out of a lot of them here. The last couple of weeks, I wasn't sure. But Bo Nix, I don't know if he's ever going to be an elite quarterback. He might be, but certainly he's good late games. That's a good quality to have. I like Denver at home. never bad to take Denver and Denver. Two teams who need a win are good teams, but are really scuffling lately as well. I don't know if J.J. McCarthy is going to play in this game or not. I don't know if they have a quarterback. I don't know if either one of these guys is any good, honestly. Wentz, I think, had 2 picks last week. That's why he's still on the bench all these years. Like he's inconsistent as well. So Wentz, I think, he still might be better than McCarthy because I don't know if McCarthy's an NFL quarterback. The Chargers have a lot of problems, banged up as well. I think with Justin Herbert, will that be enough? Yes, I think it'll be enough against the Chargers, against the Vikings as well. The Vikings, I mean, are good. They have good players on their team. But they're just not going to score enough points with that quarterback. I think they're going to be game, but I think the Chargers do have some issues as far as winning the division. Denver and Kansas City in that division are really good, but I think they win this game over the Chargers. Some people are concerned about the Bills, the way they've looked. This is a little hyperbolic. I think like their offense is certified and bona fide for sure, because Josh Allen is still there. Their run game is still decent. Offensive line is not as good as maybe as hoped, but it's still decent enough. I'm not, wide receivers. I never thought they had great receivers, but they're going to score points as well. Defensively, their secondary is an issue as well. I don't think Carolina beats them because for sure we know Carolina is not going to have Bryce Young in this game. So Carolina. I think it's Andy Dalton starting this game, so that ain't gonna get it. I was just trying to remember Andy Dalton. I think the Bills do score enough points in this game as well. Panthers defense is coming along. I think it's a little better than what people think. A lot of people think that their defense is bad. They have Derek Brown there. They have some players, J.C. Horn, but I think the Bills kind of get right here against a Panthers team who is, I think, hanging tough. I think they're 3-3 and they're hanging tough. This is probably one of the biggest games of the week that people are absolutely looking forward to. So this is Aaron Rodgers going back to Green Bay to play his former team on the Sunday night game against the Green Bay Packers. I think these two teams are total opposites. You got a Steelers, who I think are the most – I don't know. I don't have the stat in front of me if this is true, but they're the most veteran-laden team in the league. I think they got more guys over 30 than any team I could think of off the top of my head. Jalen Ramsey, Cam Hayward, Aaron Rodgers. A lot of their good players are at or near 30, and they're a very veteran-laden team. And the Packers, I think, are pretty young as well. A lot of their guys are under 25. I don't think the Steelers go in and go get this game in Green Bay. I do think the Steelers, I think the cracks are starting to show a little bit. I mean, they have some offense. Aaron is still pretty good. But I don't think they have enough points to go against a really good offense in Green Bay and score. I don't think they can win shootouts. I think they can win. I think they're going to have good offensive days against teams that don't do well. Micah Parsons and their Steelers offensive line really is going to be interesting as well. So they have two really good pass rush in Green Bay. I like the Packers over the Squealers in this one. Last game, Chefs and the Chiefs. Chefs and the Commanders. Just mentioned the Commanders. Jaden Daniels not going to play in this one. They're going to have Marcus Mariota actually go most of the way in this. The Chiefs look good. I mean, they really look solid. I mean, from what I have seen here so far, the receiving core with Rashee Rice in there is really good. They don't have a Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase for his multiplier, but you go down the list I mean, I don't know if there's a better group of 5 receivers. So you got pretty good. You got like 4 or 5 guys that can really start all year for you. Commanders, I think, yeah, I think Mariota is capable of having some good games here, but I think the rules are starting to fall off the school bus a little bit for the Commanders. I think if you can get it, though, I think this is a really chance for them to right the ship. But like the Chefs in this one. There you go. All right, big 5 biggest games on the schedule that are not Ravens games. So go ahead and enjoy all the games this weekend.